Digital Youth Pastor, Pastor Chandler Bailey. Look, man, proud representative of Every Student Ministry. But look, I'm here to talk to you about a question. Who is God to you? That's the question, young person. Or you may not be young, you might be in your life. The question is, who's God to you? That's a great question to look at. It makes you also look at your theology. The Bible says that no one can even come to God unless they believe that he exists. So my question is this. Some of you all know God as someone who abandoned you. Your father abandoned you. You were praying for a loved one. You thought things would turn around in the hospital, but it didn't look like it did. So to you, God didn't exist in that area. You don't know God. But my question is this. Living your whole life bitter and upset at God, having your theology messed up, you're asking yourself, where am I? How do I find my place in this crazy world? How do I find my place with my relationship with the Creator? Is there a Creator? Should I be atheist? Should I not? I'm going to say something that just really challenges the thought. You ready for this? The only way someone can be atheist is for them to admit that God doesn't exist. The only way they can admit that God doesn't exist is to use the vocabulary and admit that there's a God. It's like I'm anti-Pluto, so I don't believe that Pluto exists. But Pluto has to exist for me to be anti-it. So at the end of the day, I would like to strongly say that maybe some atheists don't know it. They're anti-Christ. They're anti-God. You don't want to be in that category. Once you're in that category, there is no hope because hope comes from God. You can go to genealogy. You can look at things biology-wise and look at things from the geographic standpoint and how things happen over time. And hey, that's a big way to fathom your brain. You spend your whole life counting how many bazillion years that you became to exist and everything like that. But I want to challenge you, who is God to you? Ask yourself, go back to your life as a child, as a middle school student, as a high school student, as a college student, as a father, before you were married, whatever you have in your life. Ask yourself who God is to you, because it's important that you know the answer more than anybody. Because at the end of the day, it's your heart that counts. Just like in America, it's your vote that counts. At least we're supposed to believe that. It's your heart that counts. So who is God to you? That's your question of the day. Hope it challenges theology. Remember, the Bible says no one can even come to God unless they believe that he exists. What area in your life are you fearing God, to come to God in because you're wondering how he'll answer you? Who's God to you? It's your boy, Pastor Chandler.